Howdy folks, today I'm going to show you some tips and tricks in Google Docs. So these are definitely not exhaustive. It's not like going through every menu and showing you everything, but I'm going to show you a few of the things that I use commonly in Google Docs that hopefully maybe you could use too. So to start with, I have this fake test document with just some generic text in. I'm going to go to the File menu and show you a few things that I find handy. One is to make a copy. So, for example, let's say that you mocked up a permission form. It's going to go home, and you want to make some changes to it for a different group of kids. You could make a copy, and then it would give you this test note and a copy of test note that you could then make changes to that copy. So you'd have two different copies, two different versions of that document. So that's kind of handy. I'm going to jump down to page setup. A lot of people who are Word users would be probably familiar with this. This is where you can do things like change the orientation of your document or change your margins. Okay, so you can do all that kind of same stuff right within the page setup in Google Docs too, which a lot of people don't realize. You also have this option to do your page color. So if for some reason you want to change it to blue, maybe for a visual cue, you can do so under your page setup and the page color. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to jump over to Edit. Under Edit, you have Find and Replace. Find and Replace has been one of my favorite tools in pretty much any word processor or spreadsheet I've ever used. Not only does it help you quickly jump around the document to find certain things, especially for longer documents, it's really handy. Let's say you quote-unquote borrow a document from another company or another supervisory union, another school. You like it so much that you want to customize it. It'd be easy to find, let's say, the name of the school and replace it with the name of your school. Okay, so that's pretty handy. Under View, something I don't necessarily use and like, but one thing I want to point out is the full screen mode. So I can go to full screen here. I'll hit dismiss for a second. I've had users periodically come up to me with a document that's missing my toolbar, they'll state, and they'll get into a little mini panic. So to fix that, if you accidentally get into the full screen mode, you just hit escape on your keyboard. So I hit escape, and there I'm back. Now that my tool menu is back, I want to point out a couple of options here that I use a lot. The formatting Paintbrush is another favorite tool of mine. So for example, I'm looking at this text here, and let's say I can't remember for the life of me how to get rid of the strike through, and I'm looking at it and something's wrong, something's not quite right between that text too. I could take this, drag over what I like, and then drag over what I want to change, and it will make it the same. So in this case, it got rid of the strike through, and if I undo it, you'll actually notice here, those two spots, that yeah, it's a different font too and a different font size. So it takes care of all that kind of stuff. You could change the font color if it was different. So that's my formatting Paintbrush. I also have my link here. Links are handy if you highlight a line of text or a word of text. You can hit a link and you could paste in a website or type in a website. So let's say I wanted that to go to typing.com. I could do that. And you can see it even gives you like a little list of recommendations to make sure that's where you want to go. You can also paste in there links to other Google documents, or you could search through documents. Right now, I'm just searching through the word test within these documents. So you could highlight the address, copy paste them, or search and link documents. Once you do that, and I'll take this back to typing.com for my example. Once you do that, it just makes it a live link. So if I click there, it will then take me to the typing.com website in this example, or it'll open a document or whatever you have it linking to. So links are extremely helpful. I'm going to go to insert. Seeing here, there's also the option to add a link there, and the keyboard command if you're a keyboard person like me. Lots of other options for inserting things like images and drawings and charts. One thing I do want to point out is you can add comments under the insert menu, or if you highlight text over on the side, it gives you the option to add a comment there. So comments are really handy if you're collaborating on a document and looking to give each other feedback. Any comment you can then click on the highlighted text and add a reply if you wanted to comment on someone else's comment. If you're the person who made the comment, you can also edit or delete the comment. So comments are really handy. I recommend you take a look at them when you're collaborating. So next I want to take a look at the tools menu. There's several options under here that I find I use on a regular basis. One is the dictionary. So for example, I'll just highlight the word note, go to tools and dictionary. It'll give me a little dictionary definition of what a note is, with some possible synonyms, which are then linked if I want more information on that. You can also just type in certain words within the search if you're trying to look for a definition for them. I'm going to jump down to translate this document. Something that people may not know is that you can take an entire document of text and put it into another language. So let's say I want to change this document to French. What it did was it opens a new tab with the same text translated, which is kind of cool. It's not 100% accurate all the time, and I definitely wouldn't use this as a way to cheat on your foreign language or world language homework, but it is an option. Under tools, one of my favorite tools is voice typing. So I'm going to select voice typing. What I'll do now is I will just kind of give me some space here. So there's my cursor. I'm going to click on my microphone. And now anything I am saying will type out, period. So I hit it again to turn it off. And there you go. It just types everything. Last time I checked, this function only works in Google Chrome for the browser. But still, I think it's really cool, really neat. So that's something you may want to try out. So those were a few different tools, some tips and tricks that I use often. Hopefully you can access them and get some value from them too.